Would you like to have a better command of numbers? Do you suffer from math anxiety? I am here to help. I'm busy creating a number of seminars on a variety of topics. Home decor, art, and conquering math anxiety is one of them. Do you suffer with math anxiety? Are you the parent of a student who is struggling? Is your child a good student but uncomfortable with math? Are you comfortable with numbers? Do you know how to calculate percentages? Do you know how to read a graph? Do you have an understanding of basic concepts and operations? Do you break into a sweat just thinking about things numerical when with business colleagues? Do you get sweaty just thinking about numbers? Are you feeling nervous? These sessions will be beneficial. Enjoy them in the privacy of your own home or office. Brush up on your math. It will be fun. I am focusing on math skills that should be mastered in high school. It's easy to forget the rules if you haven't been in the classroom. Math is like a language. And like any language, one tends to get rusty if you're not using it every day. I will be making it interesting and entertaining. Numbers can be fascinating. We will have some fun with numbers. I will be revealing some math tricks and tips that will get you thinking about numbers in new ways. I invite you to check it out. Don't be afraid. Keep an open mind. If you have a desire to learn, you will learn. And learning is its own reward. Learn for your own personal enrichment. What do you have to lose? Some time, maybe? I know of ways to make you more comfortable with numbers, and I will be here to answer questions. The class will evolve depending on your needs, adapting as we go along because I am new to seminars, at least the kind that you find on Zoom. I usually talk to people in person. I am here to serve you. I think I can help. I am Lisa Terracina Rosenberg, and I graduated from Barrett College in Lake Forest, Illinois. I'm an educator, a businesswoman, and an artist. Upon graduating, I worked at UOP in the research laboratories as a chemist. And during the 6 years that I was there, I studied catalysis, I made nanoparticles, and I worked in the spectroscopy department. I formulated solutions and gels, and I did solid-state NMR. And during that time, I tutored students in chemistry and math. I actually started doing this when I was still in college, having been recommended by my chemistry instructor. And it was the beginning of my career as a tutor, and something I really enjoyed. We worked on improving grade point averages, and I prepped kids for their exams. A lot of them were trying to get into medical school, and they were panicking because their grades were not very good. Most of my students were in high school. First student wanted to go to medical school, and she was getting a D in math. It turns out she actually had my math teacher that I had in high school, the one that led me to dropping out of math class. She studied very hard, and I was so elated when she got an A on her final exam. I like people, and I like to teach them things. It's a great thing about tutoring and mentoring people. Good teachers get so much satisfaction when they're able to reach new heights with their students. The obstacles in the brain are removed to create a breakthrough. And when you achieve, so do I. I know I feel that way. Let's do this together. You must realize that I was not the best student when I signed up for math and chemistry. First time I signed up for classes at the University of Oregon, I ended up having to drop out of fear. My math skills were lacking. I needed a lower level math class. Needed to master some critical skills, basics. And at Barrett College, even though my intention was to be an art student, I signed up for calculus, trigonometry, and chemistry. I was studying ceramics, and I thought that mastering those topics would set me apart as an artist or a future employee, but I wasn't doing well. 4 weeks into my calculus and chemistry class, I felt like I was failing. I started to panic. I had a sinking feeling. I wasn't understanding anything and a test was coming up. Gulp. But I was lucky. I had caring teachers who responded to me when I expressed the fear that was in my heart. They comforted me and gave me help. I love my school and my teachers. My teachers were my angels. They were the best. I wanted good grades, and so I studied hard, and I achieved it. I really surprised myself when I got the best grade in the class. Then I ended up getting A's in everything, and I didn't even know I could do that. And in my class was a group of immigrant girls that were being sponsored by Barrett College from Vietnam. They were the Vietnam Boat people. They didn't speak any English, and they were afraid to ask questions. And me, on the other hand, I raised my hand because I'm bold, especially if I've studied hard. When it comes to math and you're struggling, you should not be afraid to ask questions. Sometimes the best thing to do is to slow down. In my opinion, that is what the teacher is for, to help you, to be there for you, and to help you break through the problems. But you also have to do your part. You have to try and study a little bit and give it a little bit of a commitment. Anyway, that wasn't the issue with my math teacher. She was a wonderful person, but these girls were timid, and they began to rely on me to ask all the questions that they had, and I was happy to do it. Despite having language limitations, these girls were ruthless when it came to their sciences and math classes. Their grades were everything. And because my professors noticed that I was assisting others, they invited me to help out in the Math Anxiety Lab. And that was a place where students could go to do their homework, and there would be teachers available and assistants like myself to help out. And it also benefited me because it gave me practice, and also I had teachers there to help me out if I had a question. And it's a really great collaborative environment to be in. Collaboration is so important in learning. Great practice when you're trying to master a skill. I also was a teaching assistant for the assembly language class, which was done on a computer, the Intel 8080, where we bootstrapped using switches. I'm probably aging myself by telling you about that. I wrote a manual on how to add and subtract in hexadecimal, multiply and divide too. That's the power of 16, which at the time was needed for computing. I might have to brush up on that skill if I had to do it right now. I just want you to know that I understand what you're going through if you're feeling lost. I know what it's like to feel like you don't understand anything. I know what it's like to be gripped by fear. It's not very nice. I hope to ease your pain. I want you to start off by trying to relax. Take a few deep breaths. Have you ever done yoga? I've been doing it since I was 16. Here's the first thing you will learn. Breathe. Breathe. In, out. In, out. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Breathe. It'll help you relax. When you breathe deeply, the heart slows down. You feel less anxious. You're able to relax. It's a better way to learn. Slow, deep breaths brings oxygen to your blood that circulates all over your body, including your brain. When the nervous system is calm, you're more receptive to learning. Sometimes when we're trying to learn, having difficulty mastering a subject, it's best to take a few steps back and relax. Say, ah. It's a good thing about the seminars I plan on delivering. They will have true value. Even if you do not intend to study math, you might learn something else. Maybe you know a student or person that could benefit from my seminars? Please invite them. I welcome everybody. Share. You can help me spread the word. As I embark on my new journey, I am sure there will be golden nuggets that you can share and apply to some other area of expertise. And I hope to make this seminar be free or by donation. because I want to be able to empower others, especially those that do not have the resources. This is so important, especially today. I feel so bad for the students this year. I'll give you a taste of what to expect. Sessions will be designed so that you will have fun with numbers. Yes, fun. I will do my best to make it interesting and entertaining. We'll reveal helpful tips that will get you thinking about math in a whole new way. Keep an open mind. Do you have a desire to learn? I have ways to make it more comfortable. For example, do you know how to calculate 25% off of a purchase? Do you understand how percentages work? What does 200% mean? Does it mean twice as much? 200 times as much? 2,000 maybe? It can be confusing. Would you like to feel more comfortable with everyday math? I can help you. We help you learn some basics and some tricks so that you can be more comfortable. I'm showing you my computer monitor here, and you can see two problems. Do you understand the difference of how the two problems would be performed? You will get two different answers. The key is knowing what operation to do first. This is one of the first things that you need to know. Do you know the order of operations when adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing? This is an important skill, very important. In the first equation, what is the first operation we must perform? It is this one, 3 plus 2. So we come down here and now we have 5 times 5. First we have to do what's inside of the brackets. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 7. Then we take all of that, we're going to divide by 2, but first we have to add these two numbers, and we get 32 divided by 2, and x equals 16. And here we have the two equations again. The first one, which we just solved, the front part of it is exactly the same as the bottom equation, but we're multiplying times 1/2, which is the same as dividing by 2. So the front part gave us 32, and dividing by 2 gave us 16. In the second number, we end up with 32, just as in the first equation for the first part of the equation, and then we add 1/2. So we have 32 and 1/2. Very different conclusion, very different answer for the two equations. And here, just stare at the equations if you don't think you quite understand what's going on. And the other thing I would ask, and you may notice that I've taken my jacket off because I've gotten warm here doing all this lecturing. What I was going to say is I really would appreciate your advice about what types of math skills you feel you are lacking that you could stand to brush up on. Everybody forgets. Most people forget if they're not doing something every day. There's nothing to be ashamed about. So we can work on this together, and it could be a lot of fun. And I get a lot of personal satisfaction out of helping others. And this is something that's really important. I'm an advocate of STEM. I'm an advocate of children getting involved in the sciences and math. And although there's a lot of talk about women in STEM, nobody seems to be giving me a job, so I'm creating my own opportunity here. And maybe somebody would notice. All right, well, I'm looking forward to doing this. And you must know, knowledge is power. And although I don't have a PhD, I have enough math skills that I can help others who know less than myself. And anything that I don't know, I can learn. And then I can pass it on to you. That is how learning is done. I'll be crafting other classes too, on art, on ceramics, on Italian culture. I have lots of interests, and I'm looking for like-minded individuals to share my fun hobbies. Math101.